Hey, good day, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn, founder of Active Trend Trading. Welcome to this special edition of How to Make Money Trading Stocks Options. This is our weekly live stream. This is the day after Thanksgiving. This is Black Friday. And so since the market closed early today, we didn't do our regular live session. But I didn't want you to go into the weekend without having a couple of stocks to look at. So let's jump into today's session. Okay. There we go. Let's take a look at our. Let's just jump right over into the what we're going to be looking at today. Just remember, what we do is for training purposes. Here's where we're sitting for the year so far. So we're up about 60% on the Active Trend Trading System. If you want to know more about the Active Trend Trading System, please send me a direct message and just let me know, hey, Dennis, I want to know a little bit more about that. That's awesome. We would love that. Secondly, if what we're looking at, we're well above and over what the markets are doing. We're about 47% above the S&P. Note here what's going on, though. NASDAQ up big for the year, 40%. Awesome. Everything is in the green now. So will it continue to roll through, and this was as of the close today, will it continue to roll through into the end of the year? A couple of things I'm just sitting there thinking about, with what we're doing. What's in store from the Santa Claus rally? Has the Santa Claus rally already started? There's a lot of uncertainty still out there in the market. However, it's turning out to be what I would call a stock picking or a stock pickers market. I encourage you to be patient, be patient, be patient. So the rule for this week and going into the end of the year is just patience, patience, patience. Several stocks are overextended. The indexes are overextended. So we'd anticipate perhaps a little bit of a pullback before launching into a Santa rally. So be careful. Take your profits quickly. Take your losses even quicker. And trade the charts that's in front of you. Dr. Steve won't join us today because this is not a live session. And if you are looking for a trading journal, my son Brandon put together this awesome trading journal. It is a top seller on Amazon, and the description or where to find it will be down in the description in the YouTube channel. So let's take a look at the index, the charts themselves. There we go. Let's start over here with, we'll come back to that one, but we'll start over here with the spiders. It's easy for you to say, get in there. Start over here with the spide. There we go. And so make sure I've got I've got a daily chart stood up here. And so it's more like a weekly. It is a weekly. So we'll trigger over. There we go. There's a daily. Look what's going on with the spiders. The spiders have pushed back up into where? Back up into their past resistance. And so we could actually draw a little box around this resistance level, the support resistance level, and just take it from about there down to about there, and we'll make it where it covers. What we want to do is we want to try to pick up 2 or 3 of the places where it bounced, and so it bounced here, tested it here, tested it there, tested it there. That's a good level of support. Again, price action pushing up. Pay attention to what we're seeing on the, let me get my drawing tool up here. Pay attention to what we're seeing on the TSI. TSI sloping down as we're coming up to approaching the past high. So that's a little bit of negative divergence. We've just had what we will call a 3-line cluster on the market forecast, and oftentimes when that happens, they tend to be more predictive when they're in the lower reversal zone. But we do want to pay attention, and we need some kind of a rollover. I would like to see, going into the holidays, into the Christmas potential Santa Claus rally, I would like to see like about a week's worth of just selling. Let's sell off about somewhere between 5 to 10%. If we sold off 5 to 10%, where would that take us? It's always something nice to know. Well, let's go from there, right there. Okay, that's about a 3.5% And 5% puts us right down to just about, as you can see right there, just about the 50-day moving average. So a 5% sell-off would be okay. If we got down lower than that to this next buy zone, we're about 7.7%. So again, if we get a sell-off down in those areas, that's when it would be, kind of interesting with the spider. What's the weekly chart telling us? Again, weekly chart doing a nice little, the weekly chart then sends us a different kind of picture. We've got almost like a horizontal flag working here. So any pullback down to the lower part of that now lavender box should give us an opportunity to potentially get long in the SPY. And you can either do a couple of things. Hold on to it for the potential breakout that's going to, would launch up to about the 392 level, or just sell a portion of it when you get up to the top of the lavender box. How much of a move is that? Well, we'll take a real quick look here. And if you jump in at the bottom here, approximately the bottom, and run it up to the top, you're about a 3.67, about a $12.91 gain. So, just under 4%, and about, again, as I said, so about 13 bucks to the upside. Should be able to do a nice little trade on that. Now, what else do we have going on? What about the Qs? The Qs have been kind of resting. But as you can see, what has happened with the Qs is they too now have busted out the top side of this level here. But it's not really running away from us. And so if we did the same type of thing, go over here and grab this high over here. Let's just grab that high and let's extend it on over into where we found past, so right about there is where we found some past, buying pressure coming in, maybe a little bit lower. And so we can still work it within this same purple box. Let me change that purple box just a little bit to, no, it's not that it's too lavender. It's just what I want to do is I want to make it a little bit more transparent. There we go. That should be better. There, how's that? A little bit more. If you trade the Thinkorswim platform, these are some of the really nice tools to be able to, there we go. Okay, and there we go. Now I took it down too far, so you can't see it at all. So get back here and let's do that one more time. A little less transparency will work out fine. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. As you can see, so any type of a workout here, and one of the things we want to take a specific look at is, well, are there other levels of support / resistance that are kind of hidden from us? And so what I'll do is I'll just throw in a fib, a couple of fibs. One, I want to throw in a fib from this high here to this low here. And where does it end at? Well, it ends at just above the range there, about 306. Now I can also draw on another fib on this last little, let's get rid of this one, another fib from here, that high, to that low. And where does it go? Look at that, the 1272, almost right on the nose, right there at that 303.83 level. So it's pushing up towards that. But I'll be watching. I want to get a reversal signal to do anything if I'm going to do anything to the downside. What's a reversal signal? In other words, if I get a bearish engulfing like this, or a three candle figures like this, or a hanging man, that would tell us that, maybe we're going to roll over here. Pop over to the weekly chart. I'll get rid of that. What's it doing? Again, just, on the weekly chart, it shows a little bit wider range, and so we want to be paying attention. If it pulls back into the 20-week moving average, which equates to approximately the 100-day moving average at 100-day moving average at 276, that would be a potential upside move, or just back into, again, just pulling back into about the 286 level, like it did this week. the market has been fairly stable, though. These are not huge moves, and so the market is kind of just posturing, going, well, what do we want to do from here? It's not sure either. I think not having since the election isn't absolutely 100%, sure of what's going to happen to it yet. It just depends on which side of the fence you're on, whether or not you think it's clear what's going to happen. It's it's really exciting. So what do we have going on the IWM? Again, let's go over to the daily first. The daily is pushing up. Now, one of the things I really liked on the daily, and this is where if you want to do option trades, this is what I'd be looking at doing. Option trade that it will stay below that level right there. So there's a couple of things you could do on that. You could sell a bear call spread. You could buy a put. But I would stay kind of away from buying the put. If I were going to buy a put debit spread, I would basically just take it $3 or $4, $2 to $3 to $4 wide, with the expectation it's going to drop back down into where about $180, or right down into the 8-day moving average. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to jump out. But that is that high, and I'm not going to say it's looking like it's ready to turn over, but we know that was where the sellers came in and followed it up with just a little bit of a hanging man, spinning top doji. Now, if it blows back above that on Monday, of course, I'll be looking to get out of that trade. Weekly chart, same. We want to basically, here's where you can pick up your drawing tool, draw in a line about there. That's the breakout zone. So any kind of a pullback back into where? Back into the 171 to 170, $170.74. That's one pullback here. That would be a healthy pullback of a couple of weeks. However, there's another pullback zone that you want to be aware of, and I'll just throw this on here so you'll see it. And it's about the midsection of the big, the large green candle today. And where is that? Well, let's just basically pop back over to it's right there. So that is a level of support, and that's a level of support where I'd look at potential of trying to buy some IWM. So just keep that in mind. So that's what I'm looking at for it has basically gone sideways. The last 3 days of this week, it had a nice little bounce up. Right now, the IWM is more in gear than the other entities. What else do we have to look at? I want to show you two stocks that are of interest to me. One, Light. This is Lumentum Holdings. Okay, this is on the daily chart. Look what it's shaping up to do. It basically bounced off the 200, broke this little flag to the upside, but then stalled. It's kind of stalled, but it's holding above the 50-day moving average at 82.69. So any kind of and it hasn't quite broken out yet above the 84.62, correction, 84.73, 84.75. If we get a break out of that, we're probably going to go back up here and revisit at $88 or maybe even up to $92. What kind of a move would that be? What kind of move that could be from where it's at right now? That would be about an 8-9% move, about an 8.7% move, or $7. What does the weekly chart look like? The weekly chart is showing that I want to draw a trend line in here. This is another area where if it does in fact bounce, we want to be aware of it bouncing off down here if it pulls back into that area. But it may have pulled back as far as it's going to pull back. See if we can get a break back up. Again, the midsection of that big red candle, about $87. That may be one of the upside targets, and the higher target is up here at 96, way up here. So let me get rid of my drawings on that. So that's one, Light. The other thing that's good about Light's got some really good option action, open interest, and fairly low price options, at the money options, or 0.6 delta options. If you're an option traders, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The other one that looks of interest and offers a similar type of approach is Zito, ZTO. That stands for Zito Express. And so what's it doing? I really like how it is basically putting in this sideways move. And we can just grab that side. Let's just grab a little bit of that sideways move. I don't want it there. And let's draw a, there we go. And draw that on out there. Dennis Wilborn. I know you guys love it when I talk to myself, don't you? No, just kidding. So that lays in another purple line for us. I want to go and I'm going to edit that really quick, get it cut back down to a little bit more transparency. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to save that as my default, so in the future it will be a little bit lighter. So it is finding support at past support where buyers came in previously. This down candle right here was after earnings. And so earnings, they weren't, something in earnings just wasn't liked. However, it held. That's a positive. It is in a, longer term nice uptrend, and it moves in basically segments of a few weeks and really nice, nice patterns. And so what are we looking at here? We're going to get a nice little beginning of a cup type pattern. Go over to the daily. What's it look like? Again, TSI has not turned up yet, but it very well may do that in the near future. We've got the momentum line, the intermediate momentum line on the market forecast, also looking like it wants to pull up. We had the drop after earnings right back into a buy zone where buyers came in before, and it's holding up fairly nicely there. If I get in a trade anywhere around this low, if I drop out the bottom of this, about the 28.74 level, that would be my, just below that would be my stop to just jump out of this and say, aloha, I'm gone, see you later, and away we'd go. So that's what we're looking at this week. I hope this, again, this one, like Light, offers some potential for doing either buy the stock, a low price stock, or do an option trade on it. If you want to know more about doing option trades, you need to jump over, become a premium member of Active Trend Trading, and be paying attention because there just might be a special coming your way to become a premium member and also an AutoPilot trade member for the Cyber Monday, which is, guess what, just around the corner. So I'll just close this off today and just say aloha. I hope this basically has been beneficial to you. I hope you like this special edition, this Black Friday special edition. I just didn't want you to go into the weekend without getting to at least hear my smiling voice. So aloha, everybody, from our house to yours. Keep sharpening the saw. And if you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe, hit the bell. It will go ding. And then what you'll do is you will get notifications when I post anything new to the YouTube channel. And we've been posting a lot more good stuff to the YouTube channel on a regular basis. So you don't want to miss out on that. Some really great training. And so finally, the next video will come up over here. So until next week, aloha. God bless everybody.